Good afternoon, good evening, speed gaming fans. We got another week 5 matchup between Bressingham and Kipp, two good friends of ours. I'm joined by Mass Hysteria and Gesture on Tracking. Mass, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Kubo. I'm excited to see this one. We've seen these guys race before. We saw them race in person last year at Speed Gaming Live. So it'll be good to see. They're both coming in 4-1. So both, well, not 4-1, 3-1, right? So they've locked in their playoff spots potentially, so both great runners. Just be good to see how this shakes out.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a pretty exciting race on this one. Like you mentioned, they did play last year, with Bress going ahead and taking the lead on that, knocking Kipp out. That said, anything can happen here. So I know both have been playing and practicing quite a bit, so it should be good to see. And it looks like we're off. We've got another full countdown seed. That
Okay.
is probably not what either of these runners was looking for, though. I know Kipp is definitely less of a fan of the full countdown.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm not really sure why, but I guess people all have their preferences, right?
Yeah, that's true. So one of the other things that we can see from the HUD is we've got some sort of starter charge, depending on the upgrades we see will determine whether that's going to be starter or starter plus. But we're looking pretty healthy so far in criteria with 4 E-tanks.
Yeah, it's true. And just for everybody, in case you haven't been watching along with us, in this mystery tournament, the players don't necessarily know what the settings are going to be when they start the match. And so Kupo mentioned full countdown. And so in this mode, items can be anywhere, but you do get a little helping hand in the top right corner that tells you how many major items, which are like the unique items in the game, and then how many energy tanks are available. So in this case, they've got 2. We know one of them will be Morph Ball, and then we'll just have to see what the other major is in criteria.
Missing that D-boost there real quick. Oh, gonna go ahead and reset the room. So we've got one other major, like you mentioned. One of the other settings we're gonna find out about hopefully pretty soon is whether this is going to be an area randomization seed or not. And we're going to find out about that if we can go ahead and get some power bombs here. If we don't get any of these power bombs, then we're going to have to go ahead and wait till we go up parlor to go ahead and see if this is area or not. But it looks like power bombs coming in clutch here.
So the interesting thing, since Kipp's a little low on health at the moment, at 54, doing the check, I mean, he should be fine. But it's not, it doesn't feel quite as good as going in with over 100 like Bress has.
Yeah, I forget what the exact amount of health that those things take away, these side hoppers. I think it's 80. So I imagine Kipp's going to go ahead and farm up these bugs. Nope. He's going straight for it. All right. It looks like Bress is taking definitely a safe route here. Just going to go ahead and power bomb both of these, get them out of the way. And there we go. Finished off with missiles. And we actually won't know based on what Bress did whether this is an area seed, but now we do, and it is confirmed area.
Okay.
Kipp
And you see,
lucky
with Kipp being low, he's decided to go up, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that is interesting, although we do find a red Bryn early. And then finding also lower Norfair stacked with 3.
Yeah, you don't see 3 in lower Norfair very often.
Yeah, I mean, those, depending on where those items are, those could be pretty annoying to get to as well. Lower Norfair is definitely not an area you want to see a high major count in. Brett's going to go ahead and check the tube here in red Bryn.
Ooh, that was close. I thought he was 1 pixel too far to the right.
Yeah. All right. Another, without supers, can't check that right side. He found the upper Norfair entrance, and another 3. So we're looking pretty healthy on this so far, getting some pretty decent major counts. But all going to depend what those majors are. Could be X-ray and something else less useful. Meanwhile, we're still almost 4 minutes in and no supers. So that is definitely limiting where the players can go at this point.
Yeah, Bress has this one more. Oof. Okay, so that means that Bressingham won't have super missiles in order to check the Crade entrance door over on the right.
Yeah, Saw Business Center did half of Business Center, unfortunately. We'll have to see. Yeah, with this energy, you can't go ahead and take any of those hell runs either. Meanwhile, Kipp does find the other major in criteria, which is grapple. So that's good to have criteria just cleared out of the way. I love this scout from Brest too. Always a good one to remember, even though it is usually nothing.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see what else Brest finds here. Gonna go ahead and take a. I think Brest is just gonna farm up some PBs here.
Actually, that's pretty heads-up play. I thought he was just going to save, and I was like, what is the point of this? But yeah, that's a great place to go do that. So yeah, so on the mystery aspect again, you know, we've determined now that we are in an area randomization. So doors from area to area are going to take you in different places. The last piece that we kind of have to figure out is the boss settings. So there's 3 different boss modes. We can talk about all of those, but we need the players to figure out those along the way as they go. Sometimes you can figure it out pretty quickly, and sometimes it takes a little bit longer. The 3 modes. The first one is called Shuffle, and in Shuffle, the bosses are moved around, but Fantoon still unlocks Wreck Ship, Dragon still unlocks Meridia, etc. The other 2 modes, the bosses are still moved, but in those, whatever boss is at Wreck Ship opens Wreck Ship. Whatever boss is in Meridia opens Meridia, and those are shifted, which is 1 boss of each, and Surprise, where you can technically have multiples of each boss.
So we've gone ahead and checked some of these other transitions. I do think an aerial rando, you know, getting items is definitely important, but getting area knowledge and like what the transitions are just really helps increase your routing, and it's super critical so you don't end up taking some super inefficient route and wasting a ton of time. And it looks like Bress has found it. He found the Croc entrance, which was pretty good, but not really able to go through and do anything, and just finds again like another one of the upper Norfair portals. Meanwhile, Kipp found the Crate entrance portal, but without supers for either of these runners, there's nothing they can really do about it.
So yeah, and so Kipp did scout the back of Gauntlet and saw supers back there, but he doesn't have enough power bombs to go get them.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if Kipp is thinking right now, it's like he needs to go ahead and do meme route, because that's really the only way you can go through this. You can't go to the right because you would need supers for that. I mean, he might check Billy Mays, but I mean, he's probably not doing that. That's pretty long. Meanwhile, Bress took the save before taking this elevator ride to find the back. Oh yeah, crab hole, and it's just going to take a reset.
Yeah, so I think we've seen that it might be the case that Billy Mays is what we want.
Yeah, I don't think, Kipp, obviously, I mean, required Billy Mays is definitely interesting, to say the least. So I imagine, Kipp's going to go ahead, scout out all the stuff that Bress has just done. Bress, meanwhile, potentially going to be going for an early X-ray, since that's the only thing left I think he can do before heading back.
Interestingly, technically with that grapple, early X-ray isn't logical. So even though Bress doesn't have it, if he gets the early X-ray, it could be the logical supers right there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Bress can do early X-ray though.
Oh, sure.
That's definitely a. No, yeah, he's gonna take the save right here before handling it. Kipp's gonna get business center knowledge, and he's gonna do the exact same thing Bress did. Alright, Brass, early X-ray. D-boost number 1. Across the first big jump. This trick isn't actually too hard if you just practice it, but it's this last D-boost, and he nails it. Textbook. Yeah, it can just be a little tricky, and thankfully there's that save for Bress right there, because... Oh, wow, an E-tank. Yeah, anyways, on that early X-ray, if you mess that up, you know, with what Bress has, there isn't really any good reconciliation or backup strats. It's just, you're dead. Yeah, we're still looking for supers. Okay, and Bress is going to want to go ahead and get up, and he's going to want to wait for one of these waivers to deboost. Alright. Alright, he made it. he made it. He's hopefully going to get to that Slaughter's refill or do something else. But I think more than anything, Bress just wants some supers at this point, as does Kipp. This is really interesting. We just got to figure out where that early super is. DJ Webb pointing out in chat, you know, it is either Billy May or it's probably going to be, it could be the front item of Gauntlet. But then if it's the front item of Gauntlet, you'd have to have some sort of way to get out. And it's not like each runner has a power bomb pack. Yeah, Kipp did see a super at the back, but he has no way to get through. He'd need another power bomb pack to go through. So unless Gauntlet's a power bomb pack, there's no way to get it through.
I guess Gauntlet could also be bombs, but
yeah.
No, we know what's out of majors. So
Kipp also going for this early X-ray. I'm gonna go ahead and take this little early morph strat. Nice. Meanwhile, Bress is doing this 2-tank hell run is in logic.
Bress remembering that these pirates are weak to missiles.
I think we might actually see supers at whatever that bottom item is. That bottom, what's normally like a minor over here. Let's see. It's gravity.
Sure.
Wow, that's a great find. Still want supers, but gravity definitely a welcome sight for these runners. So hopefully in a second, too, one of the other settings that's in Mystery is the gravity heat reduction, where if you have gravity, it will take some of the heat damage. Is it 25% mass?
That's right, yep, 25%.
Yeah, so we'll be able to see instead of the normal health ticking down, it'll just be going a lot slower. And that does not look like that's on, so this is a really, really tight hell run here from Bress. And this is in logic, isn't it? Yeah, he's dead. Yeah, that's a brutal hell run to get to. I think it is worse on the way back, but it is still definitely not fun at all. Kipp going down to his namesake miners to go ahead and farm some PBs, but unfortunately can't go through the door without supers.
Bress going for this. I don't hate checking the one item in Norfair Reserve if I'm him, but
yeah, Cell Monster in chat saying that is the worst logical hell run, and I can confirm that is definitely one of the worst ones. Although going the other way from the Chronic boost portal to Bubble Mountain is pretty terrible as well. Yeah, I bet both these runners are not feeling great right now, though. This is like, at 14 minutes in, you definitely are used to having supers. And it's really limiting progression for where we can go. Okay. Well, Kipp's making his way over to Bubble Mountain. Coming through that single chamber portal. He's going to get his gravity and be happy about that, but fortunately, just nothing really else for him to do here.
You know, I think that second E-Tank that Kipp picked up from doing a little bit more criteria is really, I mean, it could make a pretty big difference here.
Well, we haven't seen the Chronic Boost portal, right? Kipp also has gravity, or not gravity, has grapple to go ahead and try to make it through that room, too. You know the one, there's like the energy refill?
Yeah.
Like right by Croc, and then you can go ahead and just grapple across the whole way. That would be a lot easier, I think, than doing the nice gravity jump breast, getting through Crab Hole. Yeah, I think for Kipp, that would be easier to go if you wanted to go ahead and scope what that portal is.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I think with Kipp's RBO background, he's going to feel a little more comfortable, and he may do some of these checks in some of these other rooms with 3 tanks.
Okay. Meanwhile, we're going to go ahead and scout out on Bress's side what these what this West Meridia item location might be. Got a PB pack up there that's speed locked, and then is that supers that we saw over there? I forget whatever that item's called. Yeah, that is definitely a welcome sight.
Was it supers?
Yeah. I'm guessing, although he looks like he's going to check Mama Turtle on the way first. Oh, nice. Whoa. Nice power bomb. Dude, that was a first try pro move.
I mean, Brez is just flexing on everybody right now. That was pretty nice.
That's gaming with a G, and finds another pack of supers for his trouble. Okay, look, Kipp not too far behind him, all things considered, though. Both have taken slightly different routing, but hopefully Kipp figures this out real quick as well. I mean, even at 5 power bombs is like a pretty welcome sight at this point, too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We're in a little bit of trouble. There we go, getting into that location.
Kipp not scouting.
I think he's going for Mama Turtle first. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Definitely. I mean, hopefully that saves him a little bit of time not doing that scout. Oh, and he's got an easier strat for this as well. Meanwhile, Bress is going to go ahead and gravity jump up. Oh, I think he's got it. Wall jump immediately. Man, Bress's movement lately has just been like on a tear. Making good use of those bombs as well, the IBJ up. And then, yeah, I think after finally getting supers, almost 20 minutes into the seed, taking a save definitely worthwhile.
Yeah, Kipp with that pirate being about as conservative as he could possibly be.
And we do find East Meridia with 4. I'm guessing we're going to see a snail clip here in a second. going ahead and peeping to see just the E-Tank, and let's see what Bress comes up with. East Meridia is definitely one of the areas with one of the most trolly item locations, I feel like. Everything takes a little bit longer to get here than you want.
Yeah.
Well, we picked up that E-Tank. Let's see what the item in the back is. Just the missile. Okay. Kipp can also go ahead and do this gravity. Yeah, well, jump. And then looks like Bress is going to go ahead and go down. With 4-1, I like this.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely go ahead and try to scout something good here. Or pick up something good, rather.
Oh.
Although Kipp finds Green Bryn with 0. That is not something you ever see. I mean, not ever, because I guess we are seeing it right now, but Green Bryn is one of the most item-dense areas in the game. And for that to be showing 0 is pretty, that's pretty incredible. And by incredible, I mean incredibly bad. For Kipp.
Yeah, I mean, I think the concern here for Kipp is that he may invest a lot of time hanging out here, whereas, Bress has got 3 items in East Meridia. Now, he doesn't have a way to get, through to the boss, but...
Yeah. I mean, it could be Varia at Shack Tool.
It could be Varia at Shack Tool, with that grapple being required.
But yeah, I mean, Kipp's just not coming up on the numbers today, unfortunately. Croc, nothing. Green Bryn, nothing. It's just been, yeah, it's been pretty low down. I mean, we're at 20 supers, so Kipp is picking up a lot of E, which is good. Brass getting his 3rd E simultaneously as well. Yeah, this is just not... This is a pretty difficult seed. Oh, Bress finds speed, though, which is definitely a great thing. Now that you're in East Meridia with gravity, that spot's to an access straight away. Although Bress does have a lot less supers and just general ammo than Bress. So if it does end up being a Ridley, it could be a pretty time-intensive Ridley. You definitely don't want to go into Ridley with what Bress has. And Kipp is checking Edikuns here, looking for E, or just maybe looking for some miners to hopefully get some more supers, more ammo. So if he does come across a boss, can just take it out.
Yeah, I think it must be miners. I know he really is focused on miners whenever he races. So
yeah, I mean, if he's looking for miners, I imagine he's also probably going to go ahead and do this early supers room as well.
Yeah, that's a good point. Jestro's bringing up PB refill too, but...
Yeah, PB refill definitely makes sense. Oh, he's going for it. Meanwhile, Brass went ahead making excellent use of that speed booster, and we're on the way to go ahead and check what Batoon's holding and potentially what boss is back here.
All right, quick, DJ Webb. What's the likelihood of Ridley being back here?
17.84%.
Oh, yeah?
No, but close enough. But yeah, Kipp going ahead and picking up a lot more ammo here. So let's go ahead and see what this ends up being for Brass. If this ends up being something like Kraid, that's pretty good. Or even, I mean, Dragon wouldn't be too bad with this. Fantoon also not really an issue. Just pretty much anyone but Ridley would be fine.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I know Bress can handle speed strats, and, it's funny in Rando when we have 3 tanks, we go like, oh man, I don't know if I want to risk speed strats, but that's what we do in any percent all the time. So
Kipp going ahead and finding Turian there at the top of Green Britain, definitely not ideal. Yeah, the routing so far is just working out so much better for Rest on this. I mean, Kipp didn't spend too much time finding that out, but yeah, he's just basically gone down this area which led to a dead end, which hopefully Bress will be able to not have to invest time and we'll figure it out just by deduction. And it is Dragon. So this is going to tell us nothing about the boss randomization mode.
That's true.
So the easiest ways to tell the boss randomization mode for those who are newer to the mystery tournament is we have the sign that says EM in the HUD for Eastern Meridia. So depending on what boss the area is in, like if you're in Kraid's lair and then Dragon shows up, if it says EM, you know that it's going to be a shuffled boss mode, but if it retains the actual place where you are, it would then say KR, and that's how you know it's either shifted or surprise. And the only way to tell between shifted and surprise is just find all 4 bosses. Alright, nice Dragon kill from Bress there. Going for the spike suit. Alright, let's see what we got here behind Dragon. More PBs. Nicely done, Kipp, going ahead and getting up there. And he's going to go ahead and check this red fish portal, so just a little bit behind Bress informationally here, or in position, but does have all that green Bryn knowledge. Meanwhile, Bress is going to go ahead and take the energy refill. Do we see what back of ship is, or back of Eastern Meridia is?
No.
Yeah, I imagine Bress is saving and just gonna go scout that out and hope that's like something good. But we have seen both Lower Norfair entrances so far.
Yeah, I think the big advantage, if there's any plus to Kipp's Green Brinstar adventure, it's that he figured out where Torian is.
Yeah. And he knows where Croc is too.
Oh, that's true.
Okay, so Kipp's gonna go ahead and pick up his speed booster, very happy about that. I don't know if Kipp's, at this point, now that he has Batoon access, gonna go all the way down the other sand pit to pick up the high jump boots that Bress got, but we'll see. But I imagine if Kipp's thinking he can pick up a couple extra power bomb packs, might be thinking about doing a Varia skip. And depending on where Varia is, that could pay off. But power bomb's not been super plentiful this seed. Let's see what we got.
Ooh.
Oh. That's so bad for Kipp right now. That's real good for Bress, though.
Yeah, that's just...
Well, Bress now has to figure out how to get out of here, though. So it's going to be some short charges, not a ton of health.
Bress needs to remember that they can technically die to screw attacks, or to pseudo screws. But he's taking so much damage, it might be too late.
Well, let's see who remembers the rando tech on this one. I honestly don't know if Kipp's even gonna check this.
There's one.
All right, fast as we go. This is the best strat I've ever seen.
This is great.
I've never seen this done. This is really impressive.
This is why we practice, right? I guess Audra bringing up a good point. I think the wall pirates will take damage to other stuff.
Is that all of them?
One more at the top.
Oh, what? Kipp's going ahead and farming, thinking, well, this could be any boss. There we go, that's all of them. So now, Brett's gonna make his way out of here. That was pretty impressive, though.
Yeah, that was... I'm sure Bress is happy to walk out of there, though.
Yeah. In the interview, we'll have to ask, it's like, what he was thinking when that was going on. Just like, I've got it. If he was thinking, oh man, there's no way I'm making it out of this. Or he was just like thinking he's in control the whole time. Once he got that first pirate down, the rest wasn't too bad.
I think we've all walked in to Plasma before, and the door closes behind us, and we go, "Ooh, I hope this is good," because
those are famous last words.
Getting out of here is going to be bad.
Alright, Kipp going ahead and checking. Precious gonna go ahead and get that missile, and then he's gonna go ahead and have his Dragon fight. Meanwhile, Bress is gonna show us what's at the other end of East Meridia. And we know it can't be Croc. If this is Ultimate Come Up Breast Seed, maybe this is Kraid. We haven't seen Kraid yet, right?
I don't think so.
Oh, well, I forgot we haven't seen the other side of Criteria. Well, there's the other wrecked ship entrance. Yeah, I think at this point you just go ahead and do it.
Well, and DJ's saying maybe this has to be Kraid on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jestro confirming.
That's it. I don't think Bress knows that, because Bress hasn't seen any of the Green Bryn, right? I think Bress has seen both. He's seen both East Meridias, obviously, because that's where he came from. He's seen both of the Lower Norfair ones. But he doesn't know where Turian is. He doesn't know where Croc is. Yeah. But this is going to work out super good for Bress, I think.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, it all boils down to this right now. If Kipp goes to check the back of East Meridia, which probably he would, I would think, and checks Plasma, there's still a chance, but otherwise, I mean, Bress is in a commanding lead at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't think, that commanding lead came from its execution mistakes or anything like that. It was just essentially the luck of the draw for what came with. And nice movement from Kipp's side on this room.
Yeah, as you said, I mean, these guys are some real gamers. Like, we're seeing a real good show of some great tricks and execution, so...
Okay, well, Brass about to show us what this wreck ship box is, so hopefully we get like a little bit more info as to what our boss randomization settings are going to be. And Kipp, is he going to go up? This is the moment. It does not look like he's going for plasma. Oof. Yeah, that's going to be real difficult to recover from.
Yeah, if Kipp doesn't check this now.
Well, I mean, there's no dead. This isn't a dead end, right? This is like criteria. So it's not like a, oh, you found something you didn't like, go back and check out, yeah, the rest of Eastern Meridia.
Yeah, leaving Eastern with 3 majors left.
I mean, that's the thing about Eastern Meridia, though. Even though there are 3, all the checks are super far away, usually. Although Kipp hasn't done the other sandpit, actually. But even if he did, that still wouldn't net him with, you know, the item he's looking for. Meanwhile, Bress is in the wreck ship fight against Fantoon, so we're looking at maybe a vanilla boss.
Could be.
At this point, that's statistically the most likely, with 2 bosses in their vanilla locations. Okay, and that is Fantoon down for Brass. Kipp on his way across Forgotten Highway and is just trailing behind Brass, but unfortunately left that various suit behind unchecked at the plasma location.
Yeah, Brass taking care of the ghost, no problem.
Not scared of no ghost. So yeah, DJ Webb's pointing out in chat that if it's non-vanilla Ridley, meaning if Kipp does decide to commit to a Varia skip, and you know, would be able to go ahead and complete without that, as long as there's some more PBs in check. But I mean, that's still pretty long, and I think the odds are definitely very favorable towards it being vanilla bosses. I mean, Kipp is totally capable of doing it as an RBO runner. Yeah, this is slim pickings at this point.
It would be fun though. I think. Well, I haven't watched all the races, but we've only seen a couple of lower Norfairs, suitless lower Norfairs. So
yeah, it would be. I mean, it's again, if you, I mean, Kipp's obviously and Bress, I think, are both very skilled in doing like a Varia-less lower Norfair, but if there's a vanilla boss down there, definitely not great. We don't have the power bombs for it, and on top of that, we don't have that heat reduction as one of the randomized settings for us, which would make it a lot easier. Okay, we do have 2 in Kraid though.
This is interesting. Kipp not going for a save, huh?
I mean, at this point, I feel like both these runners feel like they're down for sure, especially with how trolly the beginning was. And I think Kipp is just, he's going.
He's thinking if it's Ridley.
Like, well, but I think Kipp also knows Kipp knows whoever it is, he's going to be fine. But Kipp hasn't done the boss at wreck ship yet.
Yeah.
Okay, Brass going ahead and picking up that X-ray. We got 2/3 of a microwave. Assuming we're going to go ahead and see the quick kill here. Boom. Brass is going to go ahead and make this save. And given, yeah, I mean, Brass will be able to take anything away with Varia. Okay. Unfortunately, best item in the game, still not really going to provide much help. Yeah, Beamer is also pointing out in chat that, you know, if there were to be a suitless lower Norfair play, you definitely want a couple extra movement items. I think, you know, a screw attack or a plasma, especially for dealing with, like, the key hunters, would be a very welcome sight. We do have one more major here in Kraid. Oh no,
that's
sorry,
just
that's
'cause-
the X-ray. That's the
Yeah.
X-ray. I forgot Kipp skipped that.
Technically, if we're looking for potential options to make this Lower Norfair viable, it doesn't have to be Ridley now. Although we're super close to it being guaranteed to be vanilla bosses. Technically, it could be surprised with, an extra crate or something down there. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think Kipp is, once he sees that this is Fantoon down here, he's gonna, I mean, he's already probably got an extremely strong inkling about what's about to happen. Okay, meanwhile, Bress making quick work of Great, he's on his way back. And I think at this point, both these runners have pretty much given up on beams and are just going to go for whatever ammo they can. I mean, if a beam happens to come, nice, but I mean, we're still at 20, no charge upgrades. And yeah, might end up being quite a long mother brain fight.
Yeah, I think the Ridley fight too. Well, the Ridley's okay, I guess, with the ammo, but
yeah, they have enough supers for it. I think the problem is then with Kipp, though, if it is a vanilla Ridley, he's farming up for that, handling that, and then needing a crystal flash afterwards if there's no E-tank behind Ridley. Nice Fantoon from Kipp, though. Was that... How many rounds was that?
I think it was 2. I think Bress had 2 also.
Oh, man. For some reason I thought Bress had 3, but yeah, I could be mistaken. Those are both pretty fast. Alright, Bress is going to go ahead and scout what this item is back here at the wreck ship E-tank. Just missiles.
Yeah, not what he was looking for, but...
Yeah, this seed has not been very generous with, well, in really a multitude of ways, but ammo, movement. At this point, I think either of these runners would love to go ahead and see some more movement. I wonder if Kipp is going to clear out some of the ship, because he's seen quite a bit, but at the same time, he does know that he did leave 3 behind in East Meridia. And he does have the knowledge that there's, like, nothing else in Green Bryn or at Croc.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I guess it just depends on... That top of wreck ship is just so slow. Yeah, the fact that he's going straight to the energy tank makes me think he'll get that and then just go straight out.
Yeah, he's done. I mean, which is the correct play, probably.
Oh, sure, yeah. If he just magically decides to check this, go right out, and go check plasma, then yeah, it's definitely the play.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't really see a reality where Kipp does get back to East Meridia. It would be... I mean, we know that's where the suit is that he needs, but that's definitely from like a theory perspective. I don't think that's not what you're going to be doing.
Although I know, I know Kipp has lost races before because, he didn't check the crazy thing like that. So I mean, maybe it gets in the back of your head and you're like, all right, go check all the stupid stuff.
Yeah, maybe. Alright, there's back of Lower Norfair again for Bress, but Bress is saying no to that at the moment. Yeah, but I think you want to do Lower Norfair, Bress.
He does. I think his consternation is that he doesn't, he he wants a little bit better ammo or something.
Alright, we're gonna go ahead and pick up a power bomb pack there. Yeah, 3-2 in Lower Norfair, definitely a pretty stacked Lower Norfair, but we're gonna have to go ahead and see what these items are. I mean, either way, Bress is such a commanding lead at this point, unfortunately.
Bress making some smart checks here just to go ahead and see if we can find something. Find some ammo. Yeah,
anything that just ups your damage would be like a massive. I mean, there's one thing right there. That's definitely going to speed the Metroid rooms up as well as put in some damage output.
Yeah, actually, I mean that's a pretty good one because now with the Zeb skip, yeah, that's pretty great for Bress, really.
Yeah, this is Bress's race to lose. And you can see Kipp going through Gauntlet, really using bombs here as much as possible, trying to save those PBs for that, maybe for that Lower Norfair play.
Has to be. I mean, at this point, he's got to be looking for that last E-Tank. Yeah, another reserve
PBs.
super pack.
Definitely wants some more PBs. With 15, he's only got one Crystal Flash ready to go, although he's got a ton of tanks and reserves.
I think he does know the back entrance, right? Which takes less than going in the front.
That's true, but he also knows it's probably Ridley because they've both done the 3 bosses. Alright, Spazer also technically helping with that damage output at PBs of shame. He's grabbing a little beam of shame, I guess.
Yeah, I think Bress will take anything at this point, so.
I mean, yeah, memes aside, if it ups the damage output from, what was he at before, 40? You're taking it. Bress with the steezy speed pirate kill. Really, really good. Alright, are we going to see a surprise, or are we going to see something, we're going to see like another crate? Oh, boo, it's vanilla.
There you go.
Alright. Alright, while we say that, Kipp is going in, making his way down. Definitely happy to see that PB pack. And he's going and doing a variolous Lower Norfair. Definitely happy to see that E-Tank for sure.
Yeah, now this does mean that he's probably going to be skipping ice. Like, I can't imagine him routing in ice.
Nicely done from Bress. I don't think I've ever seen that with the power bombs towards the end. I always thought you would power bomb at the beginning, but it was definitely some good work on Bress's side. Let's see what he gets rewarded with. Well, that's going to be huge for Kipp when he gets down here.
Yeah, that is
There's one
pretty lucky
E-tank
for Kipp.
There's one E-tank in all of Lower Norfair, and it's in the exact spot Kipp's going to need it to do his RBO strats. That's, yeah, couldn't be placed any better. Unfortunately, I mean, Bressin still has such a massive lead at this point. I don't think this race is going to come down to minor collection, although Kipp definitely has way more with the all the extra supers. Got 20 extra supers. But I think, yeah, as DJ's pointing out in chat, this really just came down to routing, and especially how that initial super missile hunt really went. Bress went ahead and was able to go ahead and route in some things. Andy made that Varia check at Plasma. Definitely a risky check, not the fastest one, but it did pay off extremely well.
Yeah, and I mean, I think, Bress has really just had better routing. So even if Kipp goes and gets the Varia, I mean, he's still behind.
Yeah. Or even if Kipp makes it all the way out of this with the extra miners, I mean, it's still not going to be that great. Plus, Bress did just find Wave, although we still haven't had any of the charge upgrades as far as I can see. So if one of those were to be found, that would be pretty good. Sitting at 100 damage is not ideal in any way, but, it is possible to beat the game like that. Did Kipp not check what was behind Ridley, or has he gone into Ridley?
Oh no, Kipp's setting up for. Gotta get this Crystal Flash and then go on in there and take care of business.
I mean, the only thing, Bress hasn't seen where Turian is, but he definitely knows it's in Green Brain, and there's only, I forget where it is personally, but there's only a few places it can be.
It is it's at the elevator, so I mean, it's as far away as possible, but I mean, he'll have to get there, he'll have to go, so.
Yeah. Yeah, it's at I forget where Green Bryn is in connection to Red Bryn, how he's gonna get there. Is it literally just at the top of Red Bryn? That's where Green Bryn is.
Oh, I don't remember.
Kipp probably definitely having a little laugh.
Yeah. Quickly going, why did I empty my reserve?
I mean, he'll be fine. He can do this, no problem. But yeah, definitely taking a little bit of extra time. Nice red tower climb there by Brass. Going ahead and damage boosting across. Yeah. Coming out here to just go ahead and look. We actually haven't seen yet what this red Bryn item is, because when we came through earlier, we didn't have any supers. PBs and PBs. All right. So, I guess it has to be a beta power bombs then. Let's see what that is. Or let's not.
Yeah, it's funny. It's the only one left, but... Kipp channeling his low ice autopilot.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yeah, Kipp pulling out all the stops today with 5 energy remaining.
Oh man. You know, 4 more than he needed, right?
That was definitely worth it. Okay. Meanwhile, Brass has gone ahead and found Green Bryn via the powers of deduction. And he's just gonna go ahead and make his way through here. Also, probably definitely happy to see that super. Anything is better than the 100 charge damage he has right now, which is basically on par with a missile. Finds a 0-0 croc and says 9 Donka. Just piecing out of there.
Oh, Kipp looking for a super pack here. Not pack, but just a super
Just
drop.
anything. So yeah, I mean, what do you think the big inflection points of this one were, Mass? Just like that super routing in the beginning where we couldn't find anything?
Yeah, definitely that. I think, I mean, really right out the gate when Bress went meme route, you know, Kipp was low on health, and so he didn't check the portal there. The grapple was useful for Kipp based on how he played, but I mean, even just at the very beginning, Bress was just a few minutes ahead. And so that obviously was a big part of it. And then, of course, you know, checking plasma, not checking plasma.
Yeah. I mean, Varia obviously helped Brass here in this one, but I don't think that was like the game changer for it. I don't think, you know, you can still see Kipp's just a couple minutes behind.
Sure.
It's not like he's like 10, 15 minutes behind.
Yeah, we were what, about 56 when Bress hit the elevator?
Yeah, so I think really like the big thing was like how they rounded with like the supers. And then Bress just ultimately had a little bit more of an efficient route. And obviously then not having to farm and do all of that. I mean, I still think they'll finish within like a couple minutes of each other. We're gonna see a baby skip here from Bress, it looks like.
Nice.
So what did you say Bress is at 56 going into Turian?
Yeah, I think it was about 56.
Okay. Just go ahead and keep an eye on what time Kipp's gonna get there.
Yeah, unfortunately for Kipp, it's just a long ways away. Like, I mean, he's still got to go all the way through Green Bryn Star.
Yeah, we'll have to ask Kipp about that. Maybe it's another. Brett's taking a couple hits there off of another brain. Yeah, I don't know if that's sort of Kipp's thing for area to just go ahead and avoid checking that portal, or I would have thought he would have done that for sure, farm back up for health for it, even if it's just for the knowledge.
For which one?
Just checking the beam route portal at the beginning.
Oh no, he definitely checks it. I think it just came down to I mean, he was at 54 health. There's just no margin for error, and if he'd have taken the death, I mean, that's basically game over at this level. So.
It kept getting in there just a little over an hour, so yeah, like 4 minutes behind the rest.
Yeah, 4 minutes is definitely respectable. But as you know, I think you and I were talking with Kipp yesterday. I mean, he'll tell you 4 minutes is a decisive victory. So.
All right, looks like we're onto the rainbow beam, the grass. Nice to tell everyone about some of the randomization stuff we have going on and how people could roll some of this stuff if they want to.
Yeah. So if you're seeing this and you're saying, hey, I think I want to try some of this out, you can come check out the site. Kupo and I are both developers for Randomizer, rando.net. If you want to come run some of these seeds, there's an event page where you can generate a mystery seed for yourself, and you can try that out, or you can just go to our normal generate page and pick, hey, maybe I want to do major minor this time, or maybe I want to do full and area and all of these things, and just kind of try them out one at a time. Yeah, we're happy to have people come try them out. And, best way to see if you can do it is just go for it, right?
Yeah, and we also, one of the settings that's not into this tournament is a relaxed logic. So if you've seen some of the stuff and seen, for example, Kipp doing a suitless lower Norfair, while that isn't in logic, we do have a setting where if you want to try it out without required hell runs and logic, or without some of the harder tricks, you can go ahead and try that just to go ahead and see if you're able to go ahead and beat the seed and just start getting used to playing rando a little bit as well. And we also have all the settings explained on our info page as well. It's I think this tournament as well has had quite a few new players, so always great to see new people in the scene. And yeah, taking a chance on it.
Yeah, I think you were saying, right, that your sort of your intro after you kind of revisiting Super Metroid later in life, you found rando tournament stuff, right, and started kind of got you excited about it. So I mean, it's a great way for people to get involved in the community. And
yeah, I only beat the game for the first time in like, I don't know, 2018 or something like that, 2017. I'd never actually played it before then, and then I ended up finding on YouTube. I found one of the rando, I think it was Rando League Season 1. And then, yeah, after a while, found out how to roll seeds and just started playing them from there and seeing how I could, how you could beat it. But yeah, it's definitely fun. It's definitely an approachable thing to be able to do. Meanwhile, Perez, back to the race in escape. Going through, we're going to see a little Pine Spark up. And it looks like he's going to finish here for like the next couple of seconds. Nice behemoth spark all the way. Kipp doing some spacer power strats here, showing off. And that is done for Brest with a race time, official time of 1:04:21. Get your GGs in chat for Brest.
GG Brest.
Meanwhile, Kipp's going to go ahead and finish up this fight just a few minutes behind. Hopefully we can get these runners in for an interview. And it looks like Bress is in the setup room. Feel free to come on in.
And we can see, despite the extra time for the Lower North Hell run, Kipp's just going to be a couple minutes behind, already into the cutscene, heading into Mother Brain 3. So,
yeah, not too far behind, but obviously, I think Bress, as we mentioned, had a little bit of a more optimized routing. Both of them performed and executed really well, and just adapted to the situation. And we are joined by both racers, Kipp and Bressingham. GG's to both of you.
Yep, GG's.
So Bress, how'd you feel? How'd you feel in this one?
I felt like I god routed it, and Kipp and I had talked after, and I think he agrees. But yeah, I definitely felt really lucky nabbing the gravity and then leaving and basically going straight to Varia. So I felt like I did about as good of a route as you could. So yeah.
Yeah, I know we were as we saw you make the Varia check, obviously happy. Having to deal with the pirates there, kind of a pain in the butt, huh?
Yeah, I was having issues doing my stutter charge, so I took a lot of hits in there. Luckily, I eventually got it.
But that was really spooky. Close,
yeah, I was scared that I was gonna, because like my beam damage was so bad, and there were so few supers that with starter charge, like and without ice, I would have had to do speed zep skip to save like a huge amount of time on Mother Brain. I was like having issues with the tap, so really good that I found ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, GG. Sorry, I was having mic issues there. Yeah, that was good race, Bress. Where'd you find ice?
I don't remember.
It was through the maze in Lower Norfair.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was an E-tank and ice at Hoda Ruby, and then through maze.
And then Wave Beam was at Mickey Mouse too. I went through the front at the end.
Yeah, that was a really interesting seed.
Yeah.
I really liked the seed. Like, I didn't feel great in the middle of playing it, but it was actually on the back end kind of like, wow, this was a really interesting circumstance. But based on what Bress told me in the chat, like, I think the seed's a lot more interesting than the race here. I think it was unwinnable based on my opening. The fact that I don't know, how much time did I lose roughly going the top without having a way to get through? And then you said you found an E-tank at X-Ray?
Yeah, it was the only thing I could get in Red Tower, so I took that to Bubble Mountain and got gravity.
Gotcha. So if that, I don't know if that E-tank really made a difference, but then the Varia at Plasma was kind of the end. But man, this was a really fascinating seed. I was a little bummed when I finally realized that my gravity did not have the 25% heat reduction, because if it had that, I think Lower Norfair would have been a little bit easier. But yeah, it was a good game. I was joking with Bress before the race. I did 2 of his full countdown tournament seeds like in preparation, and he beat me 2-0 at SG Live last year, which was full countdown. And so the other two things that I prepped for, I lost those two. And so I was like, damn, dude, I'm 0-4 against you. Like, I really hope we don't get full countdown. And then as soon as the game started, I was like, oh boy, here we go.
Yeah. Now we're 0-5.
One of the early decisions, which led both of you onto like the super hunt for quite a while, was Bress. You went through meme route, utilizing like a different strat to go ahead and powerbomb through the side hoppers. And Kipp, you just elected to skip it. Was that due to like your health situation?
It wasn't. That's kind of been a point of discussion for a few tournaments now. I've done a bunch of testing. I would say I can't give you an exact percentage, but I would say that the majority of the time you save time by skipping that portal check. However, if you get punished for doing it, you usually get really bad punished. I've had two area races in my last 4 where I think I skipped it. Literally skipping it was the difference in the race. So I might have to go back to just checking it, because even though I like the way it works when you don't, it's also not fun to be like, well, the game is essentially sort of over in certain circumstances at the very beginning if you don't get what you need, like if it's a crate or something like that. In this case, I think I don't know if it would have necessarily 100% made the difference had Bress not found Varia, but it obviously was a game changer. So it wasn't anything about me, being worried about getting killed. Also, it's not a concern about if it's vanilla map, because vanilla map sometimes is actually pretty good if you go meme route, depending on what else happens up at the top. But it just was one of those things where it just didn't go my way again this time.
Yeah, both of you in the beginning definitely were looking for supers pretty thoroughly, and both ended up doing essentially like the same things. Although Kipp, by doing some of the criteria stuff first, you found the crate mouth entrance, but with no supers, couldn't get through, whereas Bress saw it from the other side.
Yeah, ironically, I couldn't get through twice in this race.
Yeah. But yeah, it did end up coming through. Yeah, it was definitely quite a hunt. You did both find supers like within I think like a minute or two of each other though. And I think, you did have more E-tanks at one point, but I think again that plasma check also ended up making like a huge difference. And Bress did do the other sand pit and found high jump boots, so had an easier time moving throughout as well.
Nice. So you didn't have any other way of killing the pirates other than the speed booster check, or the speed booster? Did you save? Did you save at Dragon prior to going to check that?
Yes, I saved after Dragon. I wasn't thinking about plasma. I was thinking about resetting to out of a croc or something.
Right.
I don't know. Pretty low percentage, but yeah, I barely made it through the pirates.
Let's not forget though, pseudo screws always work, right?
They do, and it's funny because when I left Dragon, I got about halfway through Coliseum, and then I was like, oh man, I should have saved up here because of the portal situation, so that was a good play. But I sort of thought about checking plasma, but then I thought, well, it's very likely that I'm already behind. It's certainly possible that I'm already 3+ minutes behind just based on the opening. And so I figured, well, if I check this and whiff, that's not going to be good. So I just kind of went for it. Also, I did the same thing in this seed, not exactly the same, but very similar to what I did against Derp one time. I failed a strat, found speed booster that would have made the strat better, and then forgot to do the strat the second time I was in the room. So I didn't end up checking the snail aqueduct items.
Oh yeah, I did. I think it was 2 missiles. I didn't even have supers at that point. Yeah, I gotta say I'm impressed with your the time without having Varia though. That's especially with I think this was a 2-on-1, but
yeah,
and with Vanilla Ridley, that's really good.
Well, as unlucky, quote unquote, as I might have been on the opening portal situation, you also got to look at other situations. Based on the way that I decided to play it, I actually got really fortunate in a few places because there were a lot of places where I got tanks, where those tanks could have been buried in worse places in those zones. And if I hadn't gotten those, I wouldn't have been able to skip the various. So
well, there was one E-tank in Lower Norfair, and it was right after you killed Ridley. So the RBO reflexes came in pretty clutch there. You also made it out of that initial Key Hunter room with 5 health, I believe.
Yeah, that was somewhat calculated, although technically I should not have been in that position because I did the whole speedrunner thing where you're like, oh, if I pause to get some of my health back from my reserves during this Ridley animation, then I'm saving some frames. And then there's an E-tank in there, and I'm like, well, I just wasted all those reserves, and I could have used them, and it would have been more comfortable. But it's fine. I made it.
And that was definitely quite a show to see that happen, though. So that was a really excellent race. Yeah, Matt and I jumped in on comms on this and signed up as soon as we saw both of you were racing. Always know this is going to be a great matchup. Is there anything?
Yeah, a little SGL reunion here.
Yeah, this is a hype rematch for sure.
Is there anything either of you want to go ahead and close out with, or any other sort of final thoughts?
GG. Thank you guys for commentary, and Jesso for tracking.
Yeah, GG, Bress, always fun to play. I really hope we get another chance to race at some point in the future. It does not make me feel good that you have a massive winning record against me, and so I need every chance I can get to get a few wins back. But in all seriousness, a lot of fun. Thank you guys for doing the comms and for the tracking. I'm trying to eventually talk Bress into teaming up with me for some kind of co-op thing in the future. So if you guys out in the chat want to see that, then y'all should pressure Bress to do that too. I think maybe me and him could do some SMZ3 together or something like that.
So this is the thought: is if you can't beat him,
Join
him, right?
I mean, exactly, because why? I want to win, right? Bress keeps winning, so yeah, why not?
Yeah, smart thinking on that one. Yeah, thanks again to Gestra for going ahead, jumping in on tracking. Thanks, Kipp and Bress for going ahead and putting on a great race. Thanks, Mass, for joining us on comms. And we've got one more race today at 5:10 Eastern. That's Dang versus Dershu, if I'm even coming close to pronouncing that right, on SpeedGaming 3. That should also be a pretty exciting matchup. And we've got more mystery coming up in the next couple of days as well before we move on to the final round of Swiss.
That's right, and we appreciate you joining us today for the match. Thanks, Kupo, for being on comms.
Sounds good. Thanks, SpeedGaming, for having us. And yeah, we'll see everyone later. Peace.